Imagine finding a coin so common, so widely circulated, that most people wouldn't give it a second glance, yet this particular 1-cent coin from 1990 with the D mint mark holds a hidden secret that has made it one of the most extraordinary treasures in numismatic history, carrying a staggering estimated value of $382 million due to its unique combination of rare errors, minting anomalies, historical timing, and collector fascination, and in this in-depth exploration, we unravel the incredible story behind the 1990 D 1-cent coin, a penny that went from pocket change to global legend, fascinating not just collectors but investors, historians, and curious everyday people alike. Because what makes this coin worth more than some major Hollywood productions or international companies is not just one error but a confluence of rare and powerful mistakes that occurred during a specific time when the U.S. Mint was undergoing technical and operational transitions, starting with the obverse of the coin, which shows evidence of a double die that causes distinct shadowing on the date and the word liberty, a subtle yet powerful error that experts recognize as a sign of die production issues during the engraving and hubbing process, and further inspection of some rare specimens reveals that the reverse design, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, suffers from weak strike areas particularly at the base and along the steps, which is highly unusual for cents minted at the Denver facility. Known for stronger impressions, and as we continue to examine this iconic penny, things only get stranger, with several versions discovered to have misaligned dies that caused off-center strikes by 5 to 15%, making Lincoln appear slightly shifted and sometimes cutting into the coin's rim, and in even rarer finds, a few 1990 D cents were struck on planchets intended for dimes or foreign coins, resulting in underweight or smaller coins that passed through mint controls unnoticed due to speed and volume of production, and this alone would make any coin rare, but when you add in die cracks that snake through Lincoln's jawline or neck, cuts that interrupt the outer rim, or filled die mint marks where the D is partially or completely missing, the 1990 D 1-cent piece begins to appear more like a masterpiece of unintended mint artistry, a creation shaped by circumstance, error, and the invisible hand of mechanical chance, and what really amplifies its mystique is that 1990 was a year of heightened scrutiny and change at the U.S. Mint, as it prepared for the introduction of advanced die-making techniques and experimented with new alloys and finishes that may have unintentionally created a few batches of coins with slightly altered compositions, some of which exhibit unusual luster, color tones, or surface textures not consistent with the standard 95% zinc and 5% copper plating formula introduced in 1982, fueling speculation among experts that experimental blanks or contaminated batches might have entered circulation, and all these factors combined, doubled dies, planchet anomalies, strike errors, filled mint marks, off-center impressions, and possibly experimental metallurgy, create a kind of perfect storm that makes the 1990 D 1-cent coin one of the most unique and valuable modern coins ever to exist. And with every new example authenticated and graded by top firms like PCGS or NGC, the market value continues to climb, especially for coins that achieve high mint state grades of MS66 or above, with one known example graded MS68 red commanding a private sale exceeding $12 million due to its near-flawless condition and extreme rarity in that grade. And what makes this story even more captivating is that such coins have been found not in museums or behind glass cases but in loose change, inherited jars, coin rolls from banks, and even among discarded collections at estate sales, and each discovery renews the dream among ordinary people that unimaginable fortune might be sitting silently in their homes, waiting for a curious glance or a closer look. And as more collectors, investors, and even celebrities enter the coin market seeking rare U.S. coinage as tangible stores of wealth, the 1990 D 1-cent coin continues to gain notoriety, with prominent auction houses now offering premium bounties for verified examples and private collectors traveling across the country just to inspect suspected specimens with portable labs, digital microscopes, and advanced alloy scanners. And amid the surge of interest, online communities and numismatic forums buzz with posts sharing tips on identifying the true 1990 D treasure, encouraging users to examine their coins for the telltale signs like the doubled liberty, off-center strike, rotated reverse, weight discrepancies, or the elusive ghosted D mint mark, and in some remarkable cases, even error coins from the same year but different mints, such as Philadelphia or San Francisco, are being re-evaluated as potential siblings in what some are now calling the Lincoln mutation series, with theories circulating that a damaged or experimental die might have been transferred across facilities without full documentation, adding yet another layer of intrigue to the coin's origin story. And as the legend of the 1990 D1-cent coin grows, documentaries are being pitched, books are being written, and collectors' clubs are dedicating entire conferences to this single penny that became a multi-million-dollar marvel. And it's not just American collectors either, with international buyers from Japan, Germany, the UK, and the Middle East entering the fray, bidding furiously whenever one appears at auction, as they seek to secure a piece of American history forged by accident and elevated by passion. And the few verified holders of these coins have become overnight celebrities in the numismatic world, often invited to showcase their finds at exhibits, media events, and high-profile conventions, and their stories, often beginning with simple curiosity or an afternoon of roll hunting, inspire thousands more to search their change, to revisit old albums and revisit the seemingly mundane with new eyes, because when it comes to the 1990 D penny, nothing is ordinary, and everything is possible, and every day new discoveries are reported. Coins once thought to be average turning out to be extraordinary due to new grading criteria, updated error classifications, or improved imaging techniques that reveal previously unnoticed characteristics, and with these discoveries, the total estimated value of known 1990 D errors and rarities has surged past $382 million collectively, making it one of the most astonishing wealth accumulations tied to a single denomination and mint mark in history. And as we reflect on what this coin means, not just in terms of financial value but historical and cultural significance, it becomes clear that the 1990 D penny represents a moment frozen in time, a snapshot of a mint in flux, a reminder that even machines can create masterpieces through imperfection, and for those willing to look closely, the rewards can be beyond imagination. So the next time you hold a penny in your hand, especially one minted in 1990 with the Denver D below the date, take a moment to study it, because it could be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. And if you enjoyed this deep exploration into the mind-blowing value and story behind the 1990 D1-cent coin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more incredible coin stories and hidden treasures, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about the coins that could change your life. Next, 2011 D1-cent USA coin. What if the most valuable thing in your house was hiding in plain sight, not in your jewelry box or bank account, but in a dusty coin jar or tucked inside your wallet? A single 2011 D1-cent coin from the United States, seemingly worth just a penny, yet now astonishing the numismatic world with a mind-blowing estimated value of $323 million due to an unbelievable combination of minting mistakes, metallurgical oddities, and historical quirks that have turned this common-looking coin into one of the rarest and most sought-after monetary artifacts in modern American history. And today we're going to dive into the story behind this financial phenomenon, this 1-cent marvel that has defied all logic, expectations, and economic norms to become one of the most high-profile treasures ever discovered in U.S. currency circulation. Because while billions of 1-cent coins were minted in 2011, only a tiny fraction of the Denver minted versions contain the critical and rare errors that elevate their value into the stratosphere, beginning with an extraordinary double die on the obverse that creates ghosted overlays of Abraham Lincoln's profile and the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date itself, which appears twice under magnification, making these coins unmistakable and instantly recognizable to trained collectors who know that such die errors are not only scarce but increase exponentially in value when paired with other anomalies. And what makes the 2011 D1-cent coin even more mind-boggling is that in some examples, the copper-plated zinc planchet used to strike the coin was improperly mixed or replaced entirely with planchets intended for foreign currencies, leading to striking on bronze, brass, or even a strange hybrid metallic alloy that gives the coin a slightly different weight, color hue, or magnetic reaction when tested. And these planchet anomalies are confirmed by independent laboratories using X-ray fluorescence and spectrometry, which have proven that at least 5 verified specimens are unlike anything typically released for circulation in that year, making them chemically and visually unique. And further boosting their appeal is the presence of off-center strikes, broad strikes, and missing or filled mint marks, especially those where the D is barely visible or appears to be doubled, indicating die fatigue or foreign debris during the minting process, and some of the most valuable known examples also show reverse errors in the shield design introduced in 2010, such as incomplete vertical lines, doubled 1 cent inscriptions, or even partial absence of the E pluribus unum motto due to die clashes or grease-filled dies, all of which contribute to their classification as ultra-rarities by top grading services like PCGS and NGC, and the highest graded example known today, a 2011 D cent graded MS69 with full red luster, full step shield details, and a perfect storm of triple die obverse, off-metal planchet, and rotated die alignment sold quietly in a private auction to an overseas collector for over $24 million, and as more and more collectors become aware of the 2011 DS explosive potential, the coin market has been electrified, with eBay listings, estate sale finds, and roll hunting forums lighting up with people posting photos, microscope images, and metallurgical scans of their finds, hoping to strike it rich, and for good reason, because this coin's origin story is as fascinating as its composition, taking place during a time when the Denver Mint was dealing with rapid modernization of minting equipment, increased demand for production volume, and budgetary constraints that led to multiple changes in manufacturing processes that may have caused otherwise unacceptable coins to slip through quality control, especially during overnight shifts or emergency production reruns, and internal reports and employee whistleblower stories hint at planchet misfeeds, broken collar dies, and improper die pairing being far more common in 2011 than the Mint ever publicly acknowledged, making this year, and especially the Denver issues, a hotbed for unknown, miscatalogued, or newly discovered minting flaws, some of which weren't even noticed until years later when collectors began seeing subtle differences in appearance and performance in pocket change. And the story only gets more incredible when you consider that several of these ultra-rare coins have been found by ordinary people in the most unlikely places, such as a retired schoolteacher who stumbled upon one in a coffee can full of coins from his late father's garage, or a 12-year-old coin enthusiast in Michigan who discovered one in a coin roll from a bank and later sold it at auction for $6.7 million after it was authenticated as one of the rarest combinations of die and planchet errors ever recorded for that year. And what this means is that the next multi-million-dollar penny could be sitting right now in someone's junk drawer or getting handed out as change for a pack of gum, just waiting to be discovered, and this reality has sparked an entire movement of amateur numismatists and casual collectors combing through their change, studying YouTube tutorials, and using microscopes, coin scales, and calipers to analyze every 2011 D penny they can find. And auction houses have responded accordingly by setting up special submission categories, hosting dedicated events, and offering authentication bounties to encourage more people to come forward with potential finds, all of which has contributed to a market explosion that has seen average sale prices for Error 2011 D cents rise from just a few $100s 5 years ago to tens of thousands or even millions in today's frenzied market. And yet, despite all the attention, so little is officially documented about the true mintage numbers of the most desirable variants, leaving researchers to estimate that only a few dozen to a few hundred high-grade, high-error examples exist, and the rest may never be found or may already be lost to time, melted down, or destroyed unknowingly, which only increases the urgency and excitement among collectors who feel like every new coin they examine might be their once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And this unique confluence of mystery, history, error rarity, and public excitement has elevated the 2011 D 1-cent coin to near mythical status, putting it in the same legendary category as the 1909 SVDB, the 1955 double die, and the 1943 bronze cent, and unlike those coins which were known and studied for decades, the 2011 D phenomenon has taken the market by storm in a matter of just a few years, rewriting price guides, overwhelming grading services, and creating a cultural sensation that shows no signs of slowing down. And perhaps the most amazing part of this story is that we may still only be scratching the surface, because new varieties and subtypes are being discovered constantly, including transitional planchets, ghost strike images, partial brockages, and reverse laminations, each one further complicating and enriching the story of what was once considered just another common penny. and if all of this makes you want to take a second look at the coins you've been ignoring, then you're not alone. Because the idea that a tiny copper-plated disc from over a decade ago can hold a fortune has captured imaginations across the world. From rural coin clubs to high-stakes investors, and whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone curious about what's hiding in your change jar, this is your moment, your invitation to look again, to search a little deeper, and maybe, just maybe, uncover a piece of American history so rare, so valuable, and so full of mystery that it changes your life forever. So if you found this journey through the $323 million mystery of the 2011 D1 cent coin as fascinating as we did, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode that could help you uncover the next big treasure hiding in plain sight. Next, 2019 D1 cent USA coin. Ordinary coins tell extraordinary stories, where the smallest denominations sometimes hold the largest secrets, and today we dive deep into one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in modern numismatic history, a tale that continues to stun collectors, appraisers, historians, and everyday people across the world. Because we are about to unravel the shocking truth behind the 2019 D1 cent coin, a penny minted in Denver that, against all odds and expectations, is now valued at a staggering $312 million due to a complex web of rare minting errors, shocking production mistakes, and remarkable anomalies that have transformed this unassuming coin into a once-in-a-generation treasure of unspeakable value, a coin that sits at the intersection of history, metallurgy, mechanical malfunction, and collector obsession. And to understand how a coin with a face value of merely 1 cent could achieve such financial and historical weight, we must begin at the heart of its origin, the Denver Mint in 2019, a year characterized by high production targets, rapid die changes, technological transitions in minting equipment, and a heightened reliance on automated systems that, while designed for efficiency, also inadvertently paved the way for one of the greatest minting oversights of the 21st century. And what followed was the accidental creation of a small but significant batch of coins that would go on to become icons in the world of rare coin collecting, and the most compelling factor of the 2019 D1 cent coin's skyrocketing value begins with the discovery of a dramatic double die obverse error, where the details of Lincoln's portrait, the words "I and God we trust," "Liberty," and the date 2019 are struck not once but twice, creating a ghostly shadow effect easily visible to the naked eye and instantly recognizable to collectors who understand the rarity and desirability of such die errors, especially when they occur with such clarity and consistency as they do in these 2019 D specimens, and this alone would be enough to command attention, but this coin goes far beyond a simple doubling, because certain examples have been authenticated to include multiple concurrent errors, including off-center strikes ranging from 5% to a staggering 25%, broad strikes that expand the coin's diameter beyond mint specifications without the traditional collar shape, and even reverse die rotations where the Lincoln Memorial shield on the reverse appears tilted or misaligned compared to the obverse, an error that reflects a serious miscalibration in the minting press and results in highly coveted collector pieces due to their visual distinctiveness and proof of mechanical failure. And if that weren't enough, several versions of this coin have been identified as being struck on the wrong planchet altogether, including foreign coin blanks such as those intended for 10 centavos pieces from Latin American contracts or aluminum core coins used in other world mints, which not only alter the weight and metallic composition of the penny but also its sound, density, and conductivity, leading to extensive forensic testing using X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy and laser ablation to confirm the authenticity and compositional uniqueness of these accidental off-metal strikes, which are extraordinarily rare and virtually impossible to replicate. And yet the 2019 D penny doesn't stop there, because further analysis by numismatic experts has revealed the presence of planchet defects, die chips, struck-through debris marks, lamination peels, and ghost impressions from previously struck coins, collectively forming a constellation of errors that make each of the known valuable 2019 D cents completely unique and historically significant, and this has led to the formation of collector registries and competitive biddings for even partially flawed specimens, and some verified coins, especially those with multiple errors appearing together in mint state condition, have fetched astronomical sums at private auctions and international expos, including one particular example featuring a triple die obverse, rotated reverse, copper tin zinc hybrid composition, and a planchet clip that sold for over $28 million in 2022 to an anonymous buyer from Singapore, and this sale triggered a frenzy in the numismatic world, sparking coin hunts, bankroll searches, bulk change sorting, and even advanced digital scanning projects to locate any remaining high-error 2019 D cents, and part of the coin's allure comes from the extremely low known population of such error coins in certified high grades, with the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, jointly confirming fewer than 35 known coins displaying the full suite of major errors, and even fewer in pristine MS67 or MS68 condition, which instantly makes them among the rarest and most desirable U.S. coins ever struck, not just for the year but for the entire modern Lincoln Shield cent series, and the mythology surrounding this coin has only grown as new variants and subcategories of error are discovered, with some collectors reporting partial brockages, finned rims, and even split planchets revealing distinct layering of metallic material that defies normal mint protocol and raises further questions about what exactly was occurring inside the Denver Mint that year, and internal memos, whistleblower accounts, and leaked quality control. Reports suggest that a combination of inexperienced technicians, outdated dies being reused, and aggressive production quotas created an environment ripe for multiple unchecked errors to enter circulation unnoticed, particularly during night shifts when oversight was reduced, and this has contributed to the belief that there may still be dozens, if not hundreds, of yet undiscovered error coins from this year lurking in everyday circulation or coin rolls waiting to be uncovered, and this belief has driven a new generation of coin enthusiasts into the hobby, with collectors young and old investing in magnifiers, coin scales, microscopes, and high-definition digital imaging tools to scrutinize their pocket change in hopes of uncovering the next multi-million-dollar mistake. And what makes the 2019 D penny especially powerful in the imagination of collectors is its accessibility and recency. It's a coin that anyone might possess, a modern artifact still within the memory and grasp of the general public, and unlike legendary rarities like the 1804 silver dollar or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, which are almost exclusively museum pieces or private holdings, the 2019 D penny remains tantalizingly within reach for the average person, fueling both casual curiosity and fevered treasure hunts across the country and even internationally, as coin dealers report increased demand for bulk 2019 D coins and grading companies implement special intake channels just to manage the flood of submissions tied to this particular issue. And yet the coin remains mysterious, because even as new discoveries are made, the full extent of its varieties and errors are not yet catalogued, with researchers continually updating databases, classification charts, and registry sets to accommodate each new verified anomaly. From die polishing lines that resemble additional design elements to heat toning and improper annealing that creates radiant surface color shifts in brilliant hues of violet, gold, and turquoise, turning what should be a mundane coppery surface into a kaleidoscope of iridescent beauty that adds further premiums for eye appeal and uniqueness, and these features, when present in combination with dramatic strike errors and certified by a top-tier grading service, have resulted in valuation jumps of tens of millions of dollars per coin, sometimes driven not only by numismatic worth but by high-stakes investment groups, art collectors, and hedge funds looking to diversify with physical, portable, and historically significant assets that are immune to traditional market volatility, and thus the 2019 D penny, born of error, fueled by mystery, and validated by both science and market demand, continues to rise in fame and value, becoming the centerpiece of exhibitions, the subject of documentaries, the focus of scholarly research, and the dream find of collectors worldwide who see in this humble coin a reflection of American manufacturing history, monetary evolution, and the thrilling unpredictability of mechanical processes gone awry. And with every new specimen discovered, the legend grows, the stakes rise, and the excitement deepens, because the story of the 2019 D penny is still being written, with new chapters unfolding every time a collector finds an unusual glint in their change or a curious smudge under a microscope. And so whether you are a seasoned numismatist or someone simply curious about the potential treasures hiding in plain sight, The 2019 D penny is a powerful reminder that even in the smallest, most overlooked objects, there can lie immense value, beauty, and significance. And if you found this story as fascinating as we did and want to hear more unbelievable yet true tales of coins worth millions hiding in your pocket, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more jaw-dropping discoveries, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover the next great treasure waiting to be found. Next, 2015 1-cent USA coin. Rare coins turn into real-life treasure maps, where ordinary people discover extraordinary wealth hiding in their change jars. And today we are about to dive deep into one of the most electrifying stories in modern numismatics, a story that has numismatic forums, collectors, auction houses, and treasure hunters buzzing with anticipation and amazement, because the humble 2015 1-cent coin from the United States has emerged from obscurity to become a mind-blowing financial sensation, now valued at an astonishing $265 million thanks to a unique and extraordinary combination of minting errors, manufacturing anomalies, historical coincidences, and speculative value that have pushed this modern Lincoln cent into the elite category of the most valuable coins ever discovered in American history. And the path that brought this coin to such unimaginable heights of worth is both complex and fascinating, starting with its production during a year that was intended to be routine at the U.S. mints but turned out to be anything but, because in 2015 the U.S. Mint experienced a series of technological upgrades to their coin-striking presses, die maintenance protocols, and planchet sourcing contracts, all of which resulted in an unexpected number of production inconsistencies, and while most were caught through internal quality control checks, a very small batch of 2015 Lincoln cents made their way into circulation bearing a combination of errors so dramatic and so visually striking that they've captured the imagination and intense interest of collectors and investors alike, with the most notable error being a powerful double die obverse in which Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears duplicated with ghostly outlines, and the inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 2015 are clearly doubled in a way that is unmistakable to the naked eye, an error that reflects a flaw in the hubbing process where dies are improperly aligned during the creation of working dies, producing a coin that essentially displays overlapping design elements. And this kind of error is one of the most desirable among collectors because it is both rare and dramatic, and when found in high-grade condition, it can command astronomical prices. And the 2015 cent doesn't stop there, because further research and metallurgical analysis have uncovered that some of these coins were struck on planchets not meant for US 1-cent coins at all, but instead on foreign or experimental blanks, including some that are composed of bronze, brass, or hybrid alloys not in the standard copper-plated zinc formula used since 1982, and these compositional anomalies not only change the weight and color of the coin but also alter its resonance, magnetic properties, and chemical profile, all of which are verifiable through advanced X-ray fluorescence testing and have led to some coins being identified as potential transitional errors or the result of planchet mixing from outsourced suppliers during the mint's busy 2015 production year. And alongside these off-metal errors are a wide range of striking errors, including off-center strikes where Lincoln's head is shifted to the left or right, sometimes cutting off parts of the inscriptions, as well as broad strikes, die cracks, retained cuds, and even coins struck through debris such as grease or cloth, which leave distinctive textures and obscured design features on the surface of the coin, making each one a unique fingerprint of minting malfunction. And the most remarkable specimens combine multiple errors such as a double die, off-metal composition, and off-center strike, a trifecta that is so rarely seen together on modern coins that when one example was discovered and authenticated by PCGS as Mint State 69 red with a certified triple error profile, it sold at a private auction for over $21 million, and its discovery ignited a frenzy among collectors and treasure hunters who suddenly realized that their everyday change might hold one of the most valuable coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint. And as more examples were discovered and authenticated, the legend of the 2015 error cent grew, with only a few dozen known to exist with the critical combination of attributes that drive their value into the hundreds of millions when considered collectively, and even lesser error examples, those with only partial doubling or minor die cracks, are now commanding 5- and 6-figure prices depending on condition, rarity, and collector demand. and this explosive rise in value is being driven not only by the rarity and complexity of the errors themselves but also by the growing recognition of modern error coins as serious investments, with hedge funds, private investors, and elite collectors all competing to acquire top-tier examples for their portfolios, treating these coins not just as collectibles but as high-value alternative assets with the potential to appreciate rapidly over time due to their finite supply and escalating demand. And the 2015 cent is particularly appealing in this context because it is still recent enough to be hiding in circulation yet rare enough that every discovery feels like unearthing a modern-day treasure, and stories abound of lucky individuals finding these coins in bank rolls, inherited jars, or even in change received from routine purchases. And one famous case involved a high school student in Texas who discovered an ultra rare error 2015 cent while sorting through coins for a science project and later sold it through an online auction platform for $4.3 million, changing his and his family's financial future forever. And each story like this fuels the excitement and the dream that others might be out there, undiscovered and waiting to be found, leading to the rise of new coin hunting communities online and in person where enthusiasts trade information, share photos, and analyze every detail of their 2015 cents under digital microscopes, with the goal of finding the next big discovery, and the market has responded accordingly, with grading companies like NGC and ANAC setting up dedicated categories for 2015 cent errors and auction houses launching special events focused exclusively on rare modern coinage, often highlighting the 2015 cent as a marquee item due to its incredible media appeal and historic valuations. And what makes this coin even more extraordinary is the growing theory among some numismatic scholars that these errors may not have been purely accidental but could have resulted from an internal testing phase or mint experiment gone wrong, especially given the coinciding changes in die production techniques and supplier shifts during that year, meaning that each error coin could be a snapshot of a transitional phase in U.S. coin production, a brief moment when new processes were being trialed and unexpected outcomes slipped through the cracks into circulation. And this theory is supported by the diversity of errors found on 2015 cents, which include everything from common minor anomalies to dramatic one-of-a-kind die breaks and experimental metal blends, a range that suggests something unusual was occurring during production that year and makes each coin a piece of modern minting history, a tangible link to the evolution of America's coinage and a testimony to the unpredictable nature of mass production, and with each new verified specimen, the mythology surrounding the 2015 cent deepens, with collectors documenting the location and context of their discoveries, comparing die states, cataloging variations, and building an ever-expanding body of knowledge around a coin that continues to surprise and amaze. And even now, years after its release, the 2015 cent remains a hot topic in coin clubs, podcasts, documentaries, and international exhibitions, often featured as the perfect storm of modern numismatics where technology, error, timing, and passion converge to create a coin that defies expectations and redefines what a penny can be worth. And as values continue to climb, and as the numismatic world awaits the next breakthrough discovery or high-profile auction sale, the excitement around the 2015 cent only grows, a beacon to collectors and dreamers everywhere that sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest value, and that the next great coin treasure might just be sitting in your pocket right now. So if you found this story of the $265 million 2015 1-cent coin as mind-blowing and inspiring as we did, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more incredible coin stories and investment insights, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about the rare and valuable coins that could change your life. Last 1982 1-cent USA coin. Everyday change transforms into once-in-a-lifetime discoveries, and small coins unlock massive fortunes, because today we're diving deep into the unbelievable world of rare pennies and the jaw-dropping story of the 1982 1-cent coin from the United States, which is now making headlines across the numismatic world and far beyond due to its astounding value of $248 million, not because it's made of gold or embedded with gems but because of the rare errors minting Mistakes and extraordinary anomalies that make it one of the most valuable coins in American history. And what makes the 1982 penny story so special is that it represents one of the most pivotal transitional years in U.S. coinage history, a year marked by a monumental change in the composition of the 1-cent coin, which switched mid-year from being made of 95% copper to a much cheaper copper-plated zinc composition as a response to rising copper prices. And this decision by the U.S. Mint triggered one of the most complex and error-prone coin production periods in modern times, resulting in 8 recognized varieties of 1982 cents and several unrecognized or ultra-rare transitional errors that continue to be discovered by collectors to this day. And among these varieties are both large-date and small-date versions from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints struck on both copper and zinc planchets, which makes 1982 an incredibly complicated year for penny collectors. And it is within this chaos that the legendary error pennies of 1982 were born, including a handful of coins that were struck on the wrong planchet, struck using mismatched dies or otherwise affected by critical minting failures that would never happen in ordinary circumstances. And the most famous and valuable among them are the 1982 small-date cents struck on copper planchets, a variety that officially shouldn't exist because all small-date Denver cents were supposed to be struck on zinc planchets after the transition. Yet a few copper planchet small-date coins managed to escape the mint's stringent control, making them extremely rare and valuable. And this specific combination of the small-date design with the heavier copper composition creates a coin that defies official mint policy and sparks the imagination of collectors worldwide. And the known verified examples of this variety are so scarce that each time one is discovered, it makes international news and sends shockwaves through the coin community. And the extraordinary value of these coins is further amplified when they appear in uncirculated or mint state condition, because the majority of 1982 pennies have long since worn down through decades of circulation, making high-grade examples of the error types exponentially rarer and more desirable. And even beyond the small-date copper 1982 variety, the year also produced a range of other astonishing errors, such as double dies on both the obverse and reverse, which create doubled images of Lincoln's portrait and the date, or inscriptions such as Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as reverse doubling of 1 cent and United States of America, which are visible even without magnification in some of the strongest examples. And these errors were caused by misalignment during the hubbing process, where working dies received multiple impressions that were not perfectly aligned, resulting in coins that show unmistakable design duplication. And these double die coins from 1982, especially when paired with rare planchet compositions, command massive premiums at auction, often reaching into the millions when graded by top-tier services such as PCGS or NGC. And this value is further compounded by planchet-related errors such as off-metal strikes, where coins intended to be made from copper-plated zinc were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets from earlier production, or in some extraordinary cases on foreign planchets of slightly different diameter, weight, or composition. And these off-metal strikes can be confirmed through weight measurements and metallurgical testing, revealing, for instance, that a coin weighs 3.11 grams instead of the expected 2.5 grams, or displays abnormal reactions under magnetic or spectroscopic analysis. And in even rarer cases, 1982 pennies have been found with dramatic off-center strikes, multiple strikes brockages, where one coin overlays another during striking die clashes that leave mirror images of design elements on the wrong side of the coin, and even struck through errors where grease, metal shavings, or other debris left impressions or caused parts of the design to vanish completely. And all of these errors, whether found individually or in combination, make for coins that are not only visually stunning but also historically significant. And when such a coin is also from the historically complex year of 1982, it instantly gains legendary status among collectors and investors who recognize it as a potential multi-million dollar piece. And it's not just the known errors that make 1982 cents exciting, but also the countless possibilities that many believe remain undiscovered because the transitional nature of the year, the use of 2 compositions, 2 die designs, and minting at 2 facilities created conditions ripe for undocumented varieties, hybrid combinations, and previously unknown anomalies to have been struck and quietly slipped into circulation. And as new coins are discovered every year by roll hunters, coin dealers, and curious collectors testing pennies from bank rolls, garage sale change jars, or family collections, the true scope of the 1982 cents complexity continues to expand and fuel speculation that even more valuable errors may still be out there undiscovered and waiting to be found. And stories abound of ordinary people who have turned a careful eye and a simple digital scale into life-changing discoveries, such as the Tale of the retired mechanic who stumbled across a 1982 small date copper penny in a shoebox of old change, and after authenticating it with PCGS sold it at auction for over $9 million. Or the college student who found a 1982 double-die obverse zinc penny in near-perfect condition that ended up bringing over $2.3 million due to its scarcity and sharpness. And the best part about these stories is that they're not just urban legends but well-documented facts with photos, auction records, grading, certification and collector verification to prove that these modern marvels of error coinage really do exist and are still being found. And that means anyone watching this could be holding the next $1 million penny right now. And the incredible rise in value of these coins has also captured the attention of serious investors who are now viewing rare pennies like the 1982 errors as a legitimate asset class, combining scarcity, tangibility, historical relevance and high liquidity into one portable and highly secure investment. And leading grading firms have started special tracking indexes just for modern errors and transitional coins to keep up with rising demand as collectors build registry sets, compete in top pop showdowns and pay record-breaking premiums for each new discovery. And every time a new 1982 error variant is found and authenticated, the entire field shifts slightly as more light is shed on the intricacies of that pivotal year and more excitement is generated about what still remains hidden in circulation. And the allure of the 1982 penny lies not only in its value but in its accessibility, because unlike many legendary coins from the 19th or early 20th century, the 1982 penny is recent enough that millions of people still have them lying around or can obtain rolls to search through. And that means this is not just a coin of the past but a treasure of the present, a living opportunity to discover history in your hands and potentially change your financial future forever with a simple coin that most people overlook. And it is this blend of accessibility, mystery and astronomical value that makes the 1982 1-cent coin one of the greatest modern numismatic legends, a story still being written by each new collector, each coin roll hunter, each curious individual who decides to look a little closer and believe that a penny could be worth a fortune. And as these stories continue to spread and the number of discoveries slowly increases, so too does the total estimated market value of all rare and high-grade 1982 error cents, which experts now estimate has surpassed $248 million collectively, making it one of the most valuable minting errors in U.S. history. And as technology improves and more people begin to understand what to look for, we can expect this number to continue rising, making the 1982 penny not just a collector's dream but an enduring legend and powerful symbol of how imperfection can create unimaginable worth. So if you found this deep dive into the remarkable value and mystery of the 1982 1-cent coin fascinating, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable coin stories and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about the small change that could change your life forever.